Hi friends, it's Sarah from Ruffles and Rain Boots, and today I'm showing you 3 different tags with 2 different techniques. You dial in those settings and you can paint directly over scoring or leave scoring unsanded. Let's get to it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go get the Americana tag, drag in the SVG. Now as you can see, this is all available to us. I'm going to go ahead, move that over. That is just a reminder. I am going to group these together, these together, these together, and these together. So inside of my layers panel, I have 1 group, 2 groups, 3 group, 4 group. We can see we also have this group here, which is instructions, so you can ignore that. Now, even though I have just grouped all of this together, I'm going to quick set my settings because they're already colored for me. So I'm going to choose everything purple and I'm going to set it at score at 85 and 100. Then I'm going to choose everything at red, set it at cut at 93 and 1. Now, for those of you watching, I am doing the X-Tool M1 Ultra 10 watt. So these are my settings. I'm also running a Smart Air Assist that will affect how your files turn out. So be sure to do your testing and watch the material test array video if you are brand new. Okay, so as you can see, I'm going to do my auto measure. The system is going to do everything for me. You put the crosshair over the material and it auto measures. Now, once that's set, we can mark. Now for marking, I'm going to be choosing a rectangle because I'm using a 12 by 12 piece of X-Tool basswood. I'm going to position my crosshair in the upper leftmost portion of that material, press the white button, move the crosshair to the bottom right, and press the white button again. I hit end marking and done to lock that in and move everything into place. You can see I actually already cut some of this using some scraps that I had. So I'm just going to position these 2 together and set the machine to go. Now, one thing I will tell you, if you are brand new, you should frame things. I don't need to because I've already done this like 3,000 times. So as you can see, I'm going to send the file by pressing start and then pressing start on the machine. I had the M1 cut it, I wiped everything on the edges, and then I watered down paint. So I am lazy, I wanted Americana for this, and so I use a roller and just tape everything small down and then roll on top of it. I did 2 coats of watered down white, 1 coat of watered down blue, and 1 coat of watered down red. Now you can see I just painted right over the score. When you dial in your settings, everything just works out a little bit easier. So I just want to tell you, you don't have to paint it and then score. You can actually just score and paint. Again, just a little bit of a light touch and a foam brush, a foam roller brush, and you're going to be good. Now, once that was dry, I am using a combination of wood glue and super glue. You're only going to know if you like that combination if you try it. So I put a lot of glue, too much in fact, and then I'm just going to dot the super glue. I always put a little reinforcement around the tag holder here, and then I'm going to dot the super glue in areas all around it. That's just to give me a quick hold while I clamp it. So you're going to have some squish out, and that's fine. So just position it. I use the 90-degree like against the table to help me position it. I wipe it down. Then when I clamp it, you'll also have to wipe it down again depending on your clamps. I like to put a piece of cardboard under my clamp on the painted side just to make sure that I don't crease anything. And as you can see, I'm going to go ahead and wipe some more. And then when I clamp the other side, I'll just have to wipe some more off the top as well. So this is it. And then you set this aside to dry for a few minutes, maybe 5 minutes, just so that super glue sets so you don't end up moving anything. So on these little pieces, I learned this from Kendra at Kendra's Got Wood. If you don't follow her, do. She's amazing. So I just dotted I dotted the wood glue and then opposite places dotted the super glue. And then I pick it up with some tweezers and dab it against a paper towel to get all the excess off. And then I hover position and then drop it. And I don't have to worry about moving it. So you can see I end up sanding the edges of that one because I got my white on the side and I wanted it to all look pretty good, but after it was dry, before I sealed it. So here you can see I'm going to clamp this around all the edges so that I can make sure that's solid. And then I moved on to my last one. I did the same thing where you just drop it in place, making sure I got any glue that seeped out over. Now on these, I love any kind of designs that have anchor pieces. So that's all I did. I anchored this piece, this one piece, I cleaned up a little bit, and then I was easily able to pop this stuff in. So on this, I just used all wood glue because it's not structural or anything. And so I just used a little too much wood glue. I have a problem. Anyway, so they just pop it all in, and then you're gonna wipe down the excess, clamp it all, and I'm moving on to the stars because I had to go somewhere and needed to finish filming this. So this is the best way to use Kendra's method. I love this method. It's so quick and easy. And then you can place it perfectly by dropping it on, and you don't have to move it. Now, if you do move it, you can see I moved that one right there. It's just a little out of place. I use these little foam Q-tips. I use them when I clean my CO2 laser, and they won't put any of that little fluff like I just got down there from my paper towel. They won't put any fluff on it. So it's really nice. You just roll them around a little bit and get all of it off. On some of them, you can also use a toothpick if it's just a little tiny bit. And now it's time to decorate any way you want. I use some twine, ribbon, and wooden beads. Now this is what they look like in natural light. This one is particularly what I'm going to give you a close-up of in just a second, but I think they look great at 6-inch for tiered tray or 10-inch as door adornments. Now this one here, again, I scored and painted over it. You can do that as well. And this next one, I left unsanded. So this detail, the clarity, that is as it came out of the machine. Now, I hope this gave you a little inspiration. Be sure to like this video and follow along for more laser crafting.